Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer. Don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on. The battlefield's in the mind. The prize is the soul.
The movie The Matrix. Okay. Good. Then we can start from a point of reference. Matrix was a banging movie to me, and the reason why I appreciated it so much was because, do you remember at the end when Neo realized his potential? He started to see the binary code. You remember that, the whole world? Well, that's where I'm trying to be spiritually. I'm trying to see the word of God in the whole world. So every time that agent throws a punch, I'm like, I see you. Oh, okay. I'm just catching his punches. So I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid because I'm starting to see that. Things are just, situations materialize themselves and, oh, he's an agent. But here's the trick. Here's the trick. Here's the trick is that you have to remember that sometimes you can be an agent. You can be an agent to yourself. You can be an agent against someone else and not even realize that you're being used, That's the Matrix.
See you, everybody. Hey, this is the last day the billboard is going to be up. So, why not do a why part 2, right? The first video I did with why, meaning the reason why I'm doing this, I did it in front of a lake, right? So why not do the second one in front of my billboard, right? By the time this video drop, this billboard won't be up here. Will it be somewhere else? We'll see. I'll let you guys know at the end of the video, right? I'm on Chancellor Ave with my, check out the feet. I want this billboard here for a reason, right? Because it faces the highway and it's really in the middle of the hood, right? My hand's ashy, as usual. But in reality, what's gonna really help me is you guys. You liking the video, you sharing it, you commenting. That's what's truly gonna help me because I'm already within the YouTube sphere, right? This is outside the sphere. This is trying to get people locally around me to watch. That's the main purpose. I wanted actually New Jersey folk to really see what's going on out here. That's the main purpose of why I did this. And of course I want the outside world to see what's going on out here too. Now today, I don't have a script. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I just want to talk off the top of my head. Hopefully you guys can understand what I'm saying. I might be speaking in code. Because the things I'm gonna say might not be liked with the algorithm or YouTube. Right? And I don't want my page to get demolished before it even starts. Okay? So what I'm going to talk about today is really not going to be about the people that I interview. It's going to be really my perspective on life, the situation that we're living in. So you might not like the things I'm going to say. But before you emotionally react, just think first. I want you guys to think. Think about what I'm going to say and digest it first, and then react. I'm not here for everyone to agree with me. And I'm not saying I'm a know-it-all or I'm some type of guru. No, I'm not. But I want you to think first before you react. Not just in the comment section. I want you guys to do that in life. I want you guys to be thinkers. Because now in the school districts, they're teaching reading, but they stopped teaching comprehension. They're teaching reading, but they stopped teaching comprehension. They don't want you to comprehend what you're looking at, what you're reading, what you're singing. What they say, don't believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. Don't believe nothing you hear and half of what you see. I teach my little brother that all the time. 22, 23 years old. And I try to beat him in his head. Critically think about everything. You might even think it's a conspiracy theory, right? That's something that the FBI made up. I plan to interview her soon too. That lady that's walking by, I'm going to interview her. All right, so real quick, guys. I want to talk about celebrities. Idolizing people. I don't think we should idolize anybody, especially celebrities. Celebrities are just workers for the elite, right? See, it's a pyramid. Like, you ever heard of a pyramid scheme? We're living in the pyramid scheme. Right? We have the bottom class, the poor, we got the middle, and we got the 15% that's underneath the 1%. Or the 14%, however you want to say, the 14%, right? And they're workers for the 1%. And the 1% give the ideology they want us to learn at the bottom. So they teach it to the 15% to spread amongst all of us. I hope you understood that. All right, so the way we used to live traditionally worked perfectly, right? But now we're living in Babylon. This Rome all over again, right? And they're using celebrities, people in the music industry, actors, social media influencers, talk show hosts. I don't trust none of them. I despise Oprah, but maybe we talk about that later. These people, they're not working for us. They're working for them. And they're influencing them. They giving them a script to give to us. You ever talk to somebody that doesn't think correctly? Like, it's like they just don't get it. And you ask them, well, who taught you that? Their parents didn't teach them that. Their mother and father, their grandparents didn't teach them that, right? They can't really answer the question, like, who taught you the things you're saying? Because it's the television, it's the cell phone, it's the people that's against us that we're being influenced by. This is why when I first revealed the billboard, I said that I am an independent thinker. It's because I'm not easily convinced by what I see on my cell phone, on my television. Even sports. I don't even believe sports. I could talk forever, all right? And I love sports, but sports, man, it's so much within that I'm not going to talk about today. But for example, right, and a lot of sisters might not like what I'm going to say, and I'm going to talk to the brothers too. You have girls walking around here, and I seen it a few minutes ago in the rain, 50-degree weather. Sisters walking down the street that look like this, with booty shorts on and purple and green hair, straight hair at that. Not the material that comes out their head, something that comes out a whole different. Walking down the street, who influenced them to dress like that, to look like that, right? We have people like, and my phone on 15%. Oh Lord, hold on. All right, so we have people out here right now that's in the music industry. We have rappers like drill rap, right? We have drill rap that's brainwashing the young black boys that walk around these streets. They think that hurting others in their community and rapping about it is what's going to make them famous. Why do they think that way? It's because it's what the music industry tell them what to do. They tell them to rap that way. Right? The music industry also own the prison industry. So it's one hand washes the other. America is not a country. It's a corporation. America is a corporation. America, right there. You see it? America is a capitalist society. America is a capitalist society. If you want to be successful in this country, asking for handouts isn't going to help you. You got to get it. You got to get it. And unfortunately, capitalism does not have a moral base. So people are getting it how they gonna get it. And with the prison industry, they also, man, these 1%, they own damn near everything. And they're gonna make sure they make their money no matter how they, as long as they don't hurt themselves, they're going to hurt us to help them.
Answer our questions. He told us that since our employees had become solid investors in this prison business, it was now in their interest to make sure that these prisons remain filled. Our job would be to help make this happen by making music which promote criminal behavior, rap being the music of choice. He assured us that this would be a great situation for us because rap music was becoming an increasingly profitable market for our companies, and as employees, we also be able to buy stocks in these prisons. Immediately, silence came over the room. You could have heard a pin drop. I remember looking around to make sure I wasn't dreaming and saw half of the people with dropped jaws. My daze was interrupted when someone shouted, "Is this a joke?" At this point, things became chaotic.
Right.
Two of the men who were part of the unfamiliar group grabbed the man who shouted and attempted to remove him from the house. A few of us, myself included, tried to intervene. One of them pulled out a gun, and we all backed off. They separated us from the crowd, and all four of us was escorted outside. My industry colleague, who opened up the meeting earlier, hurried out to meet us and reminded us that we had signed an agreement and would suffer the consequences of speaking out about this publicly, or even those who attended the meeting.
Damn.
I asked him, why was he involved with something so corrupt? And he replied, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we can do. No, it's bigger than the music business and nothing we want to challenge without risking consequences. We all protested as we walked back into the house. I remember word for word the last thing he said. It's out of my hands now. Just remember you signed an agreement. He then closed the door behind him. The men rushed us to our car and actually waited until we drove off the property.
Damn.
So this meeting, bro.
Now that's a lot for a meeting right there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we have drill rap. And there are artists like Bone Thugs and Harmony, the Ghetto Boys. They have taken accountability over the music that they rapped in the 90s, the gangster rap. They have taken accountability for what they indoctrinated into the young boys out here in the streets. Right? There will always be gangs, but when you glamorize it, right? And the younger one's going to be influenced. Remember in the early 2000s, everybody was crip walking. Where did they learn that from? Because it wasn't in our communities yet, not on the East Coast. It was through the music. It was through Snoop Dogg, right? Little Bow Wow, crip walking. So now you have hundreds of thousands of little boys and children crip walking because they've seen it on TV. Right? You have little boys wearing different colors and killing each other because of what a rapper say. See, parents really have to parent nowadays. There's no way around it. I'm telling you right now, man, my future kids, they're not going to have no cell phone. I'm going to have full control. No cell phones at all. There's kids on TikTok. See, you could be teaching your child one thing, right? But when they get to that phone, it's a whole different entity teaching them something else that could be intercepting what you told them already. I hope you caught that. You could be teaching your child something at home, but once you give them that phone, it's a whole different entity that's going to be teaching them something else, intercepting what you already taught them. So what you're teaching them means nothing. It's because of that phone. This is why I tell people that, and which people do on my YouTube channel, let your children watch it with you. Let them see the real. Like, I look at my billboard. I decided to put it under graffiti of, like, it's literally in the hood. It's a liquor store right there, right? You know how they say it's liquor stores on every corner? Guess what else is on every corner? And I hate to go there. I hate to go there. I hate to go there. But guess what else is on every corner outside from the liquor store? Some of you probably already said it. And I know I'm going to make a lot of people mad. But I want you to think before you emotionally react. It's the churches.
We have a church on every corner in the worst communities, and nothing happens in that community. Come on, think about this. I don't care where you go. I've been in a lot of cities in this country. It's even like it in Africa. And it was like it in Nigeria. It was like it in South Africa. It's just a church everywhere. But the worst neighborhoods have the most churches. And they actually never do anything to penetrate the evil in the community. Because those preachers are trained. Don't you come outside and they're paid for status quo. The bigger the church, the more they'll give them to be quiet. So when you turn on TV and you see these big mega talk, who they are, notice the issues. They never say nothing about abortion. They don't talk about black on black crime.
And share and spread the love of God and the word with you. I don't care about, because he needs people like me that's not afraid to be where I go. The pastor and stuff like that, they not going to go to the host stroll and talk to the host.
They're not doing what I'm doing. They not
doing none of that. They're afraid.
A scuffle inside the sanctuary after New Era Detroit protests during a worship service. Bro, let me go, let's go. Zeke, the leader of the group, offered no apologies for the dust-up at Great Faith Ministry Saturday, only the reasoning behind it.
This situation is bigger than just Wayne T. Jackson. This is about black churches and black pastors who live a lavish life on behalf of the people, and they're not giving back to their community.
He's referring to Bishop Wayne T. Jackson, the wealthy pastor that welcomed Donald Trump, drives a Rolls Royce, and lives in a mansion. Zeke was there for the offering Saturday.
When they started the offering at $1,000, and then they said if you don't got $1,000, then do $300. And if you don't got cash, then we got ATM machines. I don't understand that logic. I don't understand that way of thinking, and I don't understand that to be what religion is.
New Era Detroit says the neighborhood surrounding Great Faith Ministries is by and large impoverished.
Has network churches, fancy cars, you know what I mean, $1 million houses, and there's babies in this community that's going without food at night. Somebody has to be frustrated about this enough to do something that will get people's attention, and that's what New Era Detroit did.
It's the Christian churches. Right down the street is Weekway Park. It's actually Weekway High and Weekway Park. It's a little bit down the road. I'm gonna put a screenshot of how many churches is right around Weekway Park. And let me go around here too. I might put one right here too, because I don't know how many churches is in this area. But I did Google how many churches is right near Weekway Park. A large population of people where there's a bunch of buildings that people live under, right? And live in, I mean. You don't think something's up with that? Like, I'm not going to get into depth about the churches. And I'm not saying, like I told you, I'm not in no type of religion or anything like that. I'm not, man, listen. I want you guys to think. There's not as many liquor stores and churches populating any other community besides the urban community. See, when they talk about the Europeans going to other countries and colonizing them? How you think they colonized them? You think they physically did it? Now, there was some physicality, of course. But you think a bunch of guys on a boat went to a country that they were outnumbered in and just took over the whole country physically? You think that's how they did it? They outnumbered. Guerrilla warfare will always win when it comes to, we talking about back in the day, hundreds of years ago, when countries were being colonized. You think the white man did it by just going across borders and going across seas and just taking over that easily? You think it happened just like that, physically, through war? No. They did it through the mind. They got them mentally. Wake up. They got them mentally. I'll let you guys figure that out. Back to celebrities, okay? My phone about to die, but I'm gonna keep going, all right? And if you agree with what I'm saying, put flames in the comment section. If you actually understand what I'm saying, put flames in the comment section. Let me go back to the sisters that's walking around looking like television, reality shows. Who they being influenced by? Listen, man, I have family members that's not from the hood that I just visited in Maryland. My auntie left North New Jersey to move to Maryland. Now, man, listen, man, it is what it is, man. Listen, I'm getting personal right now. And I feel bad for my auntie and some of my family members down there. My auntie left North to go to Maryland before even having children. She left the ghetto for a better living. Somehow, one of her children took in the ghetto mentality, I'm gonna just say. She's nowhere around here. Nowhere she live has graffiti like this on a wall. Yo, if I told y'all how close I live to this, it would blow your mind. How did she end up being that way? Huh? They grew up under the church, everything. My auntie and my uncle, she grew up. She had the full package growing up. Right? No BET. When I was younger, I never understood why we could not watch BET when I went down there for the summer. As I got older, I understood. But how come my cousin took in this ideology of a ratchet ghetto life? I'm gonna get in some trouble for this, but something happened down there that messed up my mind. I'm not going to get into that. But how did it happen? And I love my cousin to death. But how she ended up being like this? Like the women that walk down these streets fighting each other, pulling each other hair, attacking their men. How? It's because of this phone. It's because of the TV. It's because of reality TV. People are easily influenced, especially when they don't have the guidance that they need around them. Men and women, they're like yin yang. They're not the same, right? One helps the other, right? And in old times and tradition times, arranged marriages was a thing, right? And it still is a thing in different countries. How come arranged marriages is more successful than the marriages that we're doing today? It's for a reason. Now, I know a lot of women are going to agree with me, and that's perfectly fine. We don't have to get into depth about that. But arranged marriages is more successful than the marriages we're doing today. Everything we're doing today is flipped. It's totally different than how we lived 40 years ago. All this is new. All this is new. Right? And my cousin has this ideology that's bringing harm to other family members by the men that she chooses to date and how she treats them and how they treat her. I grew up in this. What you're saying right here, I grew up in all this. But my mind wasn't tainted. My mind wasn't tainted. See, you could be from here and you could be successful. You could grow out of you could be a rose grown out of the concrete. It doesn't matter, but you could be somewhere totally different. You could be living in suburbia and act like this. Right? You have little white, remember back in the day, little white kids, you say, G-Unit. Remember they was influenced by G-Unit, 50 Cent? It's because the parents is giving them too much outlet to see different things that they don't need to be seeing. Listening to music that they don't need to be listening to. You have suburban kids acting like people from out here. Right? And let me kind of talk about the people that's out here, because we wasn't like this before. Back in the day, in the early 1900s, right? We wasn't doing stuff like this. We wasn't on the corner like this, right? Right? This is not us, graffiti. We had Wall Streets. Not just in Oklahoma. We had them in Philadelphia. Black Wall Streets I'm talking about. We own beaches in California. In the shore, right? We own farmland. In fact, I have land that's being passed down.
Oh yeah.
That
was
from my ancestors, basically, right? We weren't slaves.
Yo,
we own land.
I knew it was gonna be water in it.
If you actually do your research, I'm talking to the melanated people that's actually from America, right? The ones that have family from the South, going back to 1700s. I'm talking to y'all. If you do your research, you will find out that your ancestors had land, and they were not poor, and they did not do shit like this. I'm sorry for cursing. I ain't mean it. Trying to curse.
Definitely higher up,
right?
Wow.
What got us here? It's a lot of things that got us here, right? But it's that 1%. See, the 1%, they don't like nobody at the bottom, right? But they're really after us. We complain about a lot of different things with bigotry of people from saying the N-word or police brutality. You know, those things are very minute to what's really going on. We got artists that's really controlled by the elite and the people that really don't F with us. That's controlling people like Ugly Red. I'm not gonna say their real names. We got Ugly Red. She's a music artist. She's a rapper, right? I'm gonna post something on here to show her. We have Dookie Hana. She's another female rapper, right? We got Dookie Hana. And they literally doing minstrel shows on the internet. If you don't know what a minstrel show is, you have to look it up. We have people that's literally doing minstrel shows to indoctrinate the ratchet ideology to our little girls. Minstrel shows. You have Dookie Hana and Ugly Red eating fried chicken, rapping and twerking in front of a Popeyes. You don't think that's racism? Like, and hundreds and thousands of little girls is watching that. Right? It's embarrassing. So that's the puppets, right? The elites controlling the puppets like strings, and they feeding us the ideology. So now you have our little girls mimicking them because the 1% is putting them on stage for us to look at. If we don't close our children's eyes, they're going to become that.
No.
Go ahead.
He is trying to see me, and trying to see me, and trying to say what's up. Go. Downtown, going downtown.
Ooh. All right. What to say, girl? Ooh. That's how you know.
It's gonna get ugly on me for the black girl. She's delivering a whore spirit amongst young girls. She's introducing. We've had a gangster spirit. The gangster spirit damn near wiped the young black males out. This whole spirit is fit to do a number on the young black girls. They already got the boys. They never had focus on black girls before. The powers that be, the tools of white supremacy have never just strictly targeted black girls. They first started targeting black girls with imagery, saying, black girl, you're not pretty if you don't have white girl hair. Those were symbolic things that they were doing.
Us to look at. If we don't close our children's eyes, they're going to become that. And I'm not just talking out my, listen, I did an experiment over the weekend, right? I went on Tinder and I put 1 mile so I could see all the girls in this immediate area. Guess what they look like? And I put a particular age. It's not girls in their late 20s and up. It's the younger girls, 18 to 24. They all look like Dookie Hanas and Ugly Red. And I have to say those names like that because if I say it, it's going to mess up the algorithm because they don't want to see. That's another thing that you guys probably don't know about. If you talk against these females or against drill rap or anything that the 1% is the puppeteers of, your video will get demonetized. It won't reach far at all because they don't want you talking against them because they have a mission at mind. So if you talk against them on social media or on YouTube, they will decrease the views because they don't want people to wake up. See, it's something much more sinister going on. Oh boy, man, I could talk for days, man. If I'm spitting right now, put flames in the comment section. Like up. This billboard can't do nothing. You can do more than this billboard. If you like up this channel and you like up the videos I post and you comment and you share amongst everybody, it would do way more than this billboard did. This billboard would be down in a few hours. All right. I'm not gonna say how much. I'm not to put money on my channel, but I spent a lot of money for this. I did. Oh boy, man. I really want to talk more about the elites on the top of the pyramid, but you know what? I'm gonna go. In my first Why Part 1, I mentioned how somebody said I would be a good mayor, right? Or some type of politician. It would never happen. Because even if I tried, 9 out of 10 of the politicians are part of a sorority. Right? We've been having black politicians and mayors for decades now. And look. I mean, I'm just giving you the image. I'm not posting up the crime rate of this particular area. But look. You keep voting for the same people because they look like us. A lot of us voted for Obama, including myself when I was 19 years old, because he resembled this color. But in reality, he had nothing for us. He was never put there to help us. He was there to help a whole different group of people. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. He was put there to help a whole different group of people. It would never be a politician out there to help us. We got to help ourselves. We have to help ourselves. We have to outthink out here. Right? 9 out of the 10 mayors and politicians are part of a sorority. They all clicked up. Right? And that clique is not to help us. It's to help the 1%. Right? Like the presidents, where they come from, they pop out of nowhere. Like, okay, well, this is the candidate we have to vote for, and the Democrat, all that, man. Right? If you know, if I'm not mistaken, only one person is not part of the bloodline of all the presidents. The presidents are all related. They're all part of a bloodline. If you're not part of that bloodline, you will never become president. These black mayors and stuff like that, I don't know about my particular one of Nort. I'm not going to get on him. I don't know. But there's a good chance he's part of the sororities. The Divine Nine. If you know what the Divine Nine is, yeah. Right? The Divine Nine is just a carbon copy of the 1%. The people that's on the 1%. If you know who the people are in the 1%, you know what I'm talking about. Now I'm speaking in code. Right? I'm not really saying much, but if you know, you know. Right? These people worship something that you could never imagine. It's opposite from what we worship, right? Or what we believe in. They have different goals at mind. It's not clearly to help us or help them, the people, right? I really want to go in, but if I really go in, it's like only 15% might understand. You know what I'm saying? It's like they might not get it. They might consider it a conspiracy theory. But all you gotta do is look it up. Everything I'm telling you is just look it up. Man, the Divine Nine. Listen, it's a guy that comments on my channel. I don't know if he's part of them or not. He seemed like a very knowledgeable guy. He has something on his name. I think Alpha Sigma. I don't know. I forget his name. He's like a very smart guy. But I'm about to go into his I'm about to talk about what those Alpha Sigma, you know, those sororities in college, who they really worship. Like the whole hazing thing. You have to embarrass yourself to get in. You got to make sacrifices to get in. It's the same thing as the Freemasons. It's the same thing. It's just a bootleg version. Remember Biden's like, oh, I know about the Divine Nine. I bet you do. I bet you do. Man, all these people work for each other, right? Everybody is working for that 1%. Celebrities, politicians, your doctor, your lawyer. They all bunched up in one. I'm gonna cut this short, man. I gotta eat. I got some food sitting here next to me. If you guys want a part 3 of why, let me know. Maybe I'll get more into depth. But it's the last day for the billboard. Guys, like up, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys watch those videos from me in Baltimore. I went to the meanest streets of Baltimore solo. It did my thing. I love you guys. Let me know if you want me to get more into depth. I will. Oh, the billboard. Would I do this again? Once my channel get bigger, I'm gonna put it in a different location. I'm thinking about putting it on McCarter Highway, right before you get to Penn Station. I think I'm gonna do that. Because I already paid for the billboard to be made, and they will hold it for a year. So maybe within a year I will post it again. Right? Did the billboard work? I mean, I had a lot of people comment saying that they saw me from the billboard, and they liked the channel and they subscribed to me. Did I expect more traffic? Yeah, I did. I expected way more traffic. But when things don't work, you pick yourself back up and you try again. Alright? You pick yourself back up and you try again. You do not give up. Right? Like some of you guys may have heard me say that I am into real estate and stuff like that. Right now, fall of 2023, it's a bad time to invest in real estate. So I need to invest my money into something else. Every year I want to be able to be moving up in life. Right? I can do things that most people can't do at this point in my life because I don't have any children. A house hack. So my living experience, my shelter isn't as much as most people, right? Because I house hack. Like I said, I don't have no children. My car almost paid off. My credit is good. So I'm in a good place right now in life, personally. So this whole YouTube thing is definitely my next investment that I'm trying to do. If it don't work, it don't work. Back to real estate. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. If you actually watched all the way to 38 minutes. Wow, look at that. Yo, I could talk for over an hour to myself. I love you guys. Make sure you like and you share with everybody. Just copy the link and just text it to your family. Watch this, watch this, watch this. You guys are the only people that can actually help me grow. Is y'all. So, thank y'all. I'm out. I'm about to go eat and drive home. It's only like 5 minutes away. So, thank you guys. Wada.